Hi everyone, it's Karen Hooley and welcome to today's version of Crochet, Coffee and Chat. It's what is the day? The 6th of January. I should know that because today would have been my grandmother's birthday. She was born on January 6th in 1903 and she's been gone she died in 1992, so she's been gone a long time. But I still think of her on January 6th because we used to celebrate our birthdays together. Anyway, if you want to learn more about me, you can go to my website. I'm also here on YouTube, so make sure that you hit subscribe, especially if you're watching this after the fact. Hit subscribe and you'll be notified the next time I go live. I go live every Wednesday at 9 a.m. That may change, the time may change in the future, but right now it's going to remain at 9 a.m. on Wednesdays. You can also follow me on Instagram. I'm at Karen Hooley all together. Make sure there's no spaces or underscores or anything in there. I am just going to put out a reminder for those of you who are on Facebook. I am no longer using my Facebook page. It is still on Facebook to allow me to keep my Instagram as a business Instagram, but there will not be any updates there. You can also join me on Rumble, and Rumble is a video platform as well, like YouTube, and I'm starting to build a really good following there. So if you're interested in joining me on Rumble, go ahead and do that. Currently, you can see the URL there in the bottom. And if you, now I can't talk today. If you follow me on Rumble, they don't allow us to live stream quite yet. I know they are working on it and we're supposed to have it in the early part of 2021. So eventually I will be streaming there live as well. But in the meantime, you can go back and see some of my videos there, and I'm going to be adding some Rumble only content starting this week. So we'll talk about that later, but that's another place you can follow me. And but Instagram is where is really active at this point. So make sure you subscribe to me there as well. And I want to jump into the comments to see who's here. And I see Linda and Brad are here. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you had a good week and a happy new year. It's the first live after New Year's. And I think I told you last week that New Year's is my birthday and my kids were home and we celebrated, and it was really great. Nothing crochet related for gifts this year. We ate at home because of the shutdowns, but it was really nice to be able to celebrate with my family. So I hope you guys had a great New Year. And if you haven't chatted with me about what you did for New Year's, did you cast on a New Year's project or something like that, or make some goals? We're going to talk about that later on. I'm going to go through my normal routine here so you guys know what I've been working on and that kind of thing. But then at the end, I'm going to do a Q&A. So if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments box. You can put them in at any time. And after I go through, my projects and news and stuff, I will go through the questions and we'll talk about them. This is, I'm still in my temporary studio here, so I'll be here for at least 2 more. I think it's only going to be 2 more after today lives, and then we'll be in our new house hopefully for the following one. Our house closes on Wednesday next week. And then we're going to have some flooring replaced in it, and then we're going to be moving in on the 21st. So the live on the 20th will still be in here, and I'm hoping the live after the 20th is going to be our inaugural in my new studio. I'm very excited. I can't wait to get in there. Every time I go see it, I start planning where everything's going to be. So we'll be doing that soon. You guys will get a tour of my new studio. Anyway, I want to go ahead and show you what I've been working on. And I mentioned this last week that I'm making socks for my son. I think I showed you a few weeks ago the pattern itself. I did finish the first sock Trying to figure out this camera. There we go. This is the sock. It's a pattern called Atticus. It's knit. And the yarn is from Sock Obsession Yarns, and the color is Cherryade. This is the first sock. I am almost finished with the foot on the second sock. I'm stuck here. So I've got the second sock. There's the heel. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm still working on the foot. I got about 20 more rows on the foot, and then I can do the toe. So that's my first project. I'm really excited. I should, if all goes well, that should be finished by tonight. And then earlier I mentioned that I'm going to be doing a lot more on Instagram. And I don't know if you've started watching since the first of the year. If you follow me on Instagram, if you haven't, I highly recommend you go over there, because I'm going to start posting videos all the time there, just short videos. Yesterday I did a watch me crochet. It's one of my favorite patterns that I designed in 2001, and it's a coaster. And the coaster, I'm going to show you the one that's an old one. I usually make myself new ones every year. So this was my new one for this year. This is my old one. You can see all the coffee stains, but it's a shell coaster. It's a free pattern, and I don't have it on the website right now. I am going to put it up on the website probably today or tomorrow, but be watching for that. It'll be in my blog. So you can go to KarenHooley.com. I'm going to put that back up here and show you so you can see that. But this one's done in Seahawks colors. I had cotton yarn. It's worsted away, and it's a really great coaster, because if you spill your coffee or tea or whatever you're drinking, it really is absorbent. So yesterday I did a crochet with me video where I did it in double time, and so that people could see how I crocheted it. This is the finished product. If you go to my IGTV, Instagram TV videos, I also have it in my feed right now too. So my photo feed, and if you click on that picture, it'll take you over to the Instagram photos, but it'll show you my hands actually making this. I'm going to be doing another crochet with me probably later today. So that you guys can, I'm going to try to do stuff like that every day. Also I'm going to start probably after the move going live on Instagram once or twice a week just to chat. So if you're interested in that as well, make sure you subscribe or follow me on Instagram. So those are my two projects for right now. So that's what I've been working on. So now let's go to news. And the first one's kind of, it's really sad for me. As you guys all know, the yarn companies, especially the indie dyers, have been struggling. First of all, not only because the shutdown canceled all their shows, and that's usually where the dyers make their money every year, is when they go to shows. And this year, a lot of them had to cancel a ton of shows, first of all. And then earlier in 2020, I can't remember exactly which month, it started to get really hard for the dyers to get the bases they need, the yarn bases to dye. And so there was a lot of companies who had problems with having stock of their yarns, and especially different bases that were more let's say luxurious, maybe the silk bases, but 100% wool bases were having trouble too. But yesterday, one of my favorite dyers sent out an email to her newsletter, and she told us that she was closing down. There was a long decision. It wasn't just the shutdown, but the shutdown helped her really think about, was this what she wanted to do going forward? So I wanted to let you know, it's Roundtable Yarns. I've used her in all of my books, so except for my sock book. But she has been in all of my books. She's got beautiful yarn. I have a skein here. This is for me to make some socks. This is her self-striping. It's the Merlin base, and it's 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon fingering weight. The color is called It Shimmered and Shone. It was her Christmas 2017 colorway, and it's been set aside for a pair of socks for me. So, but I wanted to pull it out so you could see it. Her website's there on the bottom of the screen. She's going to start her liquidation sale on January 12th, and she's going to start with 15% off everything. So what I recommend, if you're interested in checking out her yarns, make sure you go to her website. But every week she's going to drop or increase the percentage, drop the price, increase the percentage off until her inventory is gone. But she does recommend that if you see something on the website right now that you really want to have, buy it now, even without the discount, so that you can be sure to get it. Her yarns are incredible. If you have my toe up sock or my cuff down sock patterns, those are her yarns. In Coastal Crochet, the mitts and the cowl that are in Coastal Crochet, those are her yarns. In the Gardener shawls, I did, the pink shawl is hers. And there's one more in there that's hers. I can't remember. But I love her yarns. And I'm really bummed that she's going out of business. So I hope that you guys will check her out and at least support her a little bit as she goes out of business. She is going to transfer her business or all her blog posts and things, but she does a lot of educational posts for knitters. She doesn't crochet, but she's a knitter. I mean, she does crochet, I should say that, but she doesn't do a lot of content on crochet. But she's going to transfer it to a free blog somewhere, and then she's going to be blogging about knitting for sure. She may, who knows, she may even start doing crochet, but check her out. I really hope you'll support her. Her name is Karen also. So I really hope that you will support her in this time. And I'm bummed. I'm really bummed because I loved her lace weight yarn. Anyway, okay, so that's the first thing. I've got my little list here again this week, guys, is to help me remember what I want to talk about. Okay, so number 2, I have all of my February classes online. You can sign up starting right now for any of my classes. There's the link to go to it. If you go to my website, you can also go to KarenHooley.com, and then there's a drop down there at the very top that says education, and the first one says online classes. And if you click on that, that'll bring you to all the classes. So I'm doing my reversible shells. I'm doing a beginning, I call it Tunisian basics, but it's a beginning class learning some stitches and Tunisian basics. And then I'm also doing the Tunisian short row scarf, which is a way of learning how to use the Tunisian simple stitch making short rows. So I'm starting with those. So go ahead and sign up. There's still room in all of them. I'm limiting the class to 25 people. And if you're doing either the shell scarf class or the short row scarf, the reversible shells and the short row Tunisian scarf, those 2 classes, I need 4 people for the class to go. If you're doing the Tunisian basics, I only need 2. So sign up as soon as possible. And if the classes don't go, you will have a credit towards the next time I do it, or if you want to take a different class or whatever. If the classes do go and you miss the class, there is no refunds. You have the class materials at that point. I'm glad to help you if you have a question, but I'm not going to be able to refund anything because you will have the class materials. And that's true even if the class doesn't go, because as soon as you sign up, you get the class materials. And I want to be sure that for those of you who the class doesn't go, I will reschedule a time that'll work for everybody. So anyway, so that's number 2 I wanted to talk about is the classes are available. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. Okay, number 3, I'm so excited about this. I just got notified on New Year's Day, actually, that my book, Coastal Crochet, here's my book. This book is part of a promotion with Books to Read. I don't know if you guys have heard of Books to Read, but Books to Read is a website. It's books2read.com. That's where to find it. And you can find digital books. This is all digital that you can You'll find out about sales. You can search for books, find out where they're sold. Like mine, if you go to my books on that site, not only will you see the big retailers like Apple and Amazon and Barnes & Noble, all that, but it'll also show you all the littler ones like overseas. I mean, there's Scribus and Hoopla and I'm trying to think, there's a whole bunch that they do. And what they did this year is they put my book, Coastal Crochet, as part of their Start the Year Strong program. And this book is listed under Learn a New Skill. So what I'd really love for you guys to do, if you got my newsletter with the free pattern of the year, at the bottom, I had a little blurb about this. I added it as soon as I found out. I guess I found out New Year's Eve. I added it at the bottom. If you could share that information with your friends, because I'm not the only author there, by sharing that link and saying, you know, that there's these promos out there, it'll help all the authors there. And there's all sorts of different things. It's like learn a new skill. There's like a business section. There's, you know, if you like romance or mysteries or whatever, there's books in there that you can share and find and learn about. So I'd really appreciate it. That's the link there down at the bottom of the screen. It's got the very first category is learn a new skill. So if you scroll through those books, you'll see Coastal Crochet, and you can buy them anywhere that they're listed as part of this promo. So I really hope that if you don't have Coastal Crochet, you might consider buying the digital version through that link, because it'll help me, and it'll also help me be promoted through Books to Read in the future. So I really would like it if you did that, but I'm really excited because a whole new set of eyes are getting to see Coastal Crochet and learning about my patterns. So hopefully that'll bring some really cool things in this new year. So that's number 2 or number 3. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to mention is, I'm going to put my website back up here again, is last week I told you that I was going to start offering print patterns on my website. And I told you about Whimsy was the first one, and I already set it up. Well, I have finished setting up all of the patterns that I have in stock. I'm going to show you what I got. That you can get right now in print. If there's a pattern on my site that doesn't offer print, you can always email me and ask me if you can get a print copy, and I can get a print copy to you. I'm going to hopefully order some stock slowly. I mean, it's expensive to order stock on my patterns, so I'm going to roll them out. You know, maybe get a few more every month to roll out. But let me show you what I've got online as print. So we've got Serenity, which is a boat neck sweater, and this one is sized to a 5X. So the bust is from a 36-inch bust to this is your finished size, 36-inch bust to a 68-inch bust. So this is Serenity. These are all crochet patterns, by the way, guys. Then I have Desert Sunset, which is a shawl. I'm going to try to do it this way. This is Desert Sunset. I got a bunch of these, so if you're interested in that one, this is a really pretty shawl. Let me see if I find another picture of, oops, there's, there you go. Yeah, there's a picture. It's really pretty in person. The orange color that I used for it in live is really cool. Coastal Cowl is also available in print. Provincial is available in print. English Boom is available. Ripple Shawl is available. This is one of my favorites too. This is an old pattern that I redid, and it's done in Malabrigo Finito, I think. Oh, it's so pretty in person. My Spring Leaf Shawlette is also available. My Celtic Cable Scarf, and all of these have full color photos and charts and schematics, so that'll help you too. Seaside. Into the Deep, which is was my 20th anniversary pattern. I have several of these in stock, so if you're interested in that one in print. I have Tinctured, which is one of my favorite shawl patterns of all time. It's done with 2 skeins of yarn, and it's all lace, so that's what gives you that nice big wingspan on this one. I have Girasole, or Girasole is in Italian. It means sunshine. So there's that one. I have Morcellement, which was my very first crochet along. This one is also available in print. This is probably my all-time favorite pattern for kids, Mr. Cunningham. This one is available from I think it's 12 months. I think is the smallest. Sizes. Oh no, yeah, 12 months, 2T, 4, and 6. So a finished size for the chest goes from 21 inches to 28 inches. So this is one of my absolutely favorite kids patterns that I've ever made. And then the last one I have in print is Cherry Cola Cardigan, which is also one of my favorites. This one was actually done in Lion Brand Sockies, this pattern. 2 skeins. I mean, that is probably the most inexpensive child's pattern that you'll ever make. And this one is sized, let me just open this guy up too. This one is sized for 2, 4, 6, and 8. So you can get older kids in here. Chest sizes are 26 inches to 32 inches. So, and this is fun if you get like the Sockies here. It was, I think it's bubble gum or cotton candy or something like that was the name. It's cotton candy. It was the colorway that I used. And I love how it just has these little pops of color. And the buttons, you can't really see it in this picture, but I pulled the green out of the yarn. I cut the green pieces out, and I used that to sew the pink buttons on. So in the center of the pink buttons is green yarn. It's really cute. So if you're interested in any of those, they are now on my website. Available in print as well as digital. Every pattern I have available for sale is already available digitally. But I've had so many people ask for print patterns that I had to go ahead, and I had stock from live shows that I've been at. And so what I did was I put all that live stock on the website so that those of you who want print patterns can order print patterns. So that's all I've got today to share with you. I'm going to head over to the comments because I just noticed there's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Dawn's here. Hi, Dawn. It's great to see you. Linda, you said you love that color. So I'm not sure what color you were talking about. Is it the socks I did for Tyler? This color is amazing if that's what you're talking about. It's cherryade. It looks more purpley and really it's got too much brightness in this photo. I'm really hoping that when I get my new studio, I'll get really good lighting in there and you can see things. So there's that. Linda also says you don't have any other social media than YouTube. Linda, you should really you can go to, on your computer, you can go to Instagram.com and then search for Karen Hooley, and you can just look at my feed. You don't have to be a member if you want to see what I'm doing there. So that's another thing too. Yep, the socks, I thought so, Linda. It's a great color. It really is. I wish I could show it to you a little brighter in the color, more true to color. It's just the lighting in this room is terrible. And the walls are kind of, they're beige with a really bright yellow undertone in it. And so it changes the color of everything. So, yeah. Yeah, you can go to Instagram. You don't have to have a mobile phone to do it, to look at it. I mean, and if you decided to join, you could even join on the web. You can't use all the features on the web, but you can look at it on the web. So yeah, definitely go take a look. I like Instagram because I can post photos in real time. I can schedule things. I could do that with Facebook too, but I really like the visual of Instagram. It's like Pinterest is nice when I'm looking for something, but Instagram is like when I need inspiration, because I only follow crocheters or dyers on my business feed. And so if I need some inspiration for color or for, what should I design next? Should it be a shawl? Should it be a scarf? Should it be a hat? What colors are popular? That kind of thing. It really inspires me. And now that I'm doing video, because part of my goals for 2021 is to connect with my my subscriber base and my followers and things like that. And so by doing video, I mean, I did like the video I did yesterday on that, this guy. I mean, I've had so many people that are not following me actually watch this video. It ended up being a 7-minute video because it took me 15 minutes to actually crochet it. And then I sped it up double time. So it's about a 7-minute video, but it shows people that, yes, I do my own work. Yes, I can crochet, but also it gives you some fun stuff like that. And then as well as doing that, I'll be posting quotes every so often. I'll be posting crochet tips. I'm going to start that next week. I'm going to have Tip Tuesday, where of course I have a little image that I'll have a tip. Like next week, it'll be about blocking. So with Instagram, it's very visual for me, and I'm a visual person. I mean, I have to process in my brain a lot, but visually it'll stimulate the ideas. So that's why I like Instagram. And then everybody that I follow on Instagram is so nice. I know there's a lot of people who have had trouble on Instagram and Facebook and all that, especially with the political climate of the 2020 and 2021 now. But what I did was I cleared out all those people who aren't posting yarn or crochet related things. I don't want my Instagram experience to either upset me or upset someone else. So I'm literally, if someone posts something that's political or anything along those lines, hateful to other people, or whatever, something that's not on that crochet vein or yarn vein, I have stopped following them. You'll notice that I think I have 90. I'm following 90 accounts right now. So that's the reason I use Instagram and why I am the way I am. Would buying your book on your website be better than buying it on the other? Well, yes. If you buy the book from me directly, you can only buy the physical book right now. I don't have it set up for digital. You will get a digital copy of it right away, and then the print book will go in the mail. And of course, that's always the best route because I don't have to give anybody any money. But if you buy it through the Books to Read site, they do take a percentage of the digital cost. So I only get a portion of what's there. I mean, I get like 70% or 80%, I can't remember. All the different places I sell my books take a different percentage, but they do get a percentage. That's just part of having them on those websites. So the short answer is yes, it's better for me on my website. But the caveat there is if you want only digital, that's the place to go to find out where you can get it. Does that make sense, Linda? Anybody else have questions for me? We're just in a half an hour right now. Again, I think I mentioned this before, because of the move, I am not planning content other than, sharing projects and giving you guys some news at the beginning. But if you have any questions for me or anything like that, let me know. Make sure you guys sign up for my classes. I really would like to get those classes going. I'm thinking going forward, I might do more I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Going forward, I'm going to be having more structured lives. I'm going to, sometimes I'll do like a little mini lesson, maybe on Gauge or one of those. I have that list still of stuff that you'd like to see me do live. I'm going to be doing that. But you'll see a lot of stuff on Instagram as well and here. And, just going forward, I'm going to be working on my new book. So, yeah. Sure does only buy books from you. Thank you, Linda. I really appreciate that. You have no idea. It's one of those things that I don't think everybody gets, is that buying direct from the author or the designer is much more cost effective for us. We can't not put our patterns elsewhere. Like my patterns are on Lovecrafts and on Makerist. And some of them are actually on Amazon, but all my books are on Amazon. All of my books, I believe, are on Barnes & Noble. They're all in Apple Books, Kobo, and then all the smaller sites, especially in the European countries, are through Books to Read. So if you're an international follower, make sure you take a look at those as well. Anybody have any questions for me this week? I've had besides working on those socks, it's been a busy week with the move. So my brain is kind of like, okay, water, turning on the water, shutting off the water here at the rental, getting garbage fixed, all that stuff has been in my brain too. So I have been doing stuff, but I haven't been doing a whole lot business-wise other than in behind the scenes, because I got to get ready for taxes and stuff like that. So that's always fun, especially since the IRS changed one of our forms. So I had to learn about that as well. So any questions, guys? I know Dawn and Linda are here. Anybody else here that would like to ask me a question? You're brain dead after all. Me too. I mean, it was a quiet holiday, but man, it was a lot. It was a lot, and we celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. Today's actually the last day of the 12 days. And it's been weird for me because I don't have a tree and I don't have all my decorations for the 12 days, but, going to church, I have that. And so, that's foremost in my mind as well. So that, I understand that brain dead stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I'm really excited though. I mean, my brain has been working on my new studio and where I'm going to put things. And I'm hoping to have my yarn wall behind me instead of over here. Actually, I should show you my yarn wall. I'm going to take this camera and there's my yarn wall. It's very sparse right now because not everything's out, and what is out should probably be put away because I keep thinking about and ignore my messy desk. I've got projects that for video and stuff that are on my desk, but that's my yarn wall. So you'll probably see that in the future as well. Yes, there's never too much Christmas. I love Christmas. Well, my grandmother was born on Epiphany, and so we always celebrated in Italy. Where I'm 100% Italian. They also celebrate La Befana, who is like the Italian Santa Claus kind of. La Befana always comes on Epiphany, and from the times my kids were little, we used to celebrate because La Befana, if you leave your shoes out on the front porch, she leaves an orange and some chocolate candy. And so this is the first year I didn't do it with my kids because I, not being able to decorate, I just forgot. So, and I was going to send both my kids, my daughter's here, but I'm just going to send my son those chocolate oranges that you can, snap and break. Because that's kind of a tradition because it's an orange and chocolate is usually what you get. So I was just going to combine it all into one and I just, so next year that's going to happen. My scale, yes, I love my Knit Picks digital scale. For those of you who are watching, this is how I get all my yarn requirements for all my patterns. I weigh the skeins before, I weigh the skeins after what's left. So like when I have a skein like this, this is what's left. It goes on here, but I also put the project on top of this to weigh it, and that's how I calculate my yardage. So, and that's a good thing now that I'm talking about it to mention. All of my patterns, I automatically add 10% to the yardage that I calculate on that for error. And also, if your gauge is slightly off of mine, maybe by an inch or something, you know, it'll help with making sure you have enough yarn. But I always increase the yardage by 10%. So just so that you have some wiggle room, especially if you're not using the same yarn I used. I'm finding that happens a little bit, not a lot, but it does happen a little bit. I can say, you know, 1,000 yards of fingering and someone will need 1,200 instead of 1,000 every once in a while. And that's usually due to gauge or due to mismarked labels on your yarn. So yummy. If I put shoes out for candy, I am sure the squirrels, yes, probably. Yeah, usually what I used to do when the kids were little is that they would go to bed, and right before I went to bed, I'd grab a shoe. Well, their shoes would already be out on the front porch because was what their part of their project was to put the shoes out. And then right before I went to bed, I used to do the sticks of Toblerone, those triangular chocolates. And then I started doing the bocce, which is an Italian hazelnut round candy, if you've ever seen those, in their shoes. And then an orange, usually a mandarin, because their shoes were small. So first thing in the morning, I mean, even if I wasn't out of bed, first thing they do is get out of bed and go to the front door and see what they got from La Befana. So that was a lot of fun. I miss those days. Anyway, anybody else have a question for me? Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I don't know what else I can talk about right now. There's not a whole lot. I mean, as the week progresses, I know before next time I'll have a lot to talk about like I did today, but there's nothing, I don't think I've missed anything. So anyway, I guess I'll go. If you, just as a reminder, if you're watching this after the fact or just join me, you can, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry, guys. Banners. I meant to do this. If you're following me on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe and you'll be notified as soon as I go live. You can also follow me on Instagram. Instagram is where I am most active. I will be posting videos here on YouTube, but Instagram is where I am the most active. You can also join me on Rumble if you want to check out a new video platform. I highly suggest Rumble. It's very easy to use. And I'm going to be doing some Rumble only content starting probably in the next few days. So I'm going to be putting some videos that I've used on Instagram only here on Rumble. I'm not going to put them on YouTube. So because I'm going to be testing out some things. But so there's another place you can follow me. And as soon as they allow us to start filming live, I'll be going live on both places, YouTube as well as Rumble. So that's another place. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to KarenHooley.com. And I highly recommend that you subscribe to my newsletter. You immediately get a free pattern. And all newsletter subscribers get 25% off of every new release, whether it's a book or a pattern. So that's the best reason to be part of my newsletter. So anyway, I'm going to sign off and I will see you all next week. Have a great week, guys. I'm just going to check the comments here one more time. Nobody's put in a comment, so I'm just going to say goodbye. Have a great week and I will see you next Wednesday. Have a good one, guys.